Hi guys, Mike Ward here, and what I want to cook for you today is two really super big flavorful things, but in direct contrast to each other. The first one, the main event if you will, is what I call kind of a lazy person's bouillabaisse or a seafood stew. Takes about 8 minutes, bursting with flavor. Now in contrast to that, I want to do a really kind of gluttonous garlic bread. I've been cooking this for family and friends for years. It is essentially a beautifully toasted baguette, which is just a delivery device for a whack load of butter and garlic. You can eat them separately. I think they complement each other really nicely. So let's get started right now. Okay, in a small pot on about a medium heat, you want to throw in a good chunk of butter, maybe about half of that in olive oil, one chopped clove of garlic, good pinch of salt, and a good whack of cracked pepper. You want that to slowly kind of simmer down, not burn, take about 3 or 4 minutes. That butter is starting to brown and the garlic's gone a little bit golden. That's done. Okay, we've got that beautiful butter, olive oil and garlic and half a baguette. What I'm going to do is cut that down the middle. I like to tear out the excess bread from the center of it and then take that butter and olive oil and garlic and be really generous with it. Like I said, this is really gluttonous, kind of once in a while treat. Go nuts. Foil. Wrap that up. Okay, garlic bread's in the oven. That's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. Let's get on to our bouillabaisse or our seafood stew. I've got mussels, I've got shrimp, which I've peeled and deveined. I've got scallops. I've got a firm white flesh fish. I'm using monkfish here, but certainly many other fish would do the job. I've got a bunch of dill, clove of garlic. I've got a shallot. White onion would be just fine as well. I've got truffle oil. This is optional. I love a couple of drops in it at the end, but certainly not required. I've got ketchup. Now, you don't have to use ketchup. Tomato paste is fine also. I've got about 1.5 cups of seafood stock or vegetable stock would be just fine as well. Okay, I've got a pot here on about a medium to high heat. In that, I'll throw a good splash of olive oil. Then I've got my chopped garlic. I've got my chopped shallot. Let that sweat off. I don't want it to brown though. Okay, now I can add my seafood. I got my white fish. I got my scallops. I got my shrimp. And I got my mussels. You're not really looking to add color to these. Add my ketchup. Add my stock. Little bit of cracked pepper. And lid on. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes. Those mussels have opened up, releasing their beautiful kind of juice into the stock. Those shrimp are cooked, scallops are cooked, and so is the monkfish. That's good. Oh man, the smell coming from that seafood. Okay, let's plate them up. All of the seafood has remained so incredibly juicy because it's given its juice back to the broth. The smell coming from this is unbelievable. Here's the magic, that beautiful broth. Finish it up with a few sprigs of dill, a couple of drops of truffle oil. You don't need very much, it is optional. Okay, that garlic bread's been in the oven for about 15 minutes at 400. Super hot. Crisped up beautifully. Gorgeous. Give it a cut. And let's try this out. There are some dishes that really make me smile, and this is one of them. It's almost impossible to believe that you can get that much flavor from just a stock with a bit of ketchup and some onions and some garlic. But when that seafood releases all its juice and it combines, and then you suck it back up with that bread, which is crispy and buttery, the scallops are so moist. It is really Truly one of my favorite dishes. If you are at all a seafood fan, I really encourage you to give it a shot because I know you'll love it too. I'd love your thoughts, and if there's anything you want me to try at all, give me a shout and I'll do my best to make it happen. And subscribe to my channel, and I will see you very soon.